Yeah, because you're double. There's some echo.
Yeah. And now I'm gonna make you the host. Make host. Yeah. Okay. Welcome everybody. We're gonna get started in a couple minutes. So if you're watching on Facebook Live, you can, if you're watching on Facebook Live, you can get in the Zoom meeting in the comments. There is a link there. And so now I'm going to make one of my videos disappear. Mobile network.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
thinking then I have to go to Facebook for the first time. And...
Oh, you're banning yourself on Facebook. Yeah, Facebook, our good friend Facebook, with all of its ways that it harnesses our attention. So this is a beautiful thing to share conscious connections and transmissions on Facebook. It makes it a lot different, doesn't it? If only all of Facebook was like that, like this. This is the best of Facebook you're watching right here, everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Don't
So it's seeming like we're a pretty small group right now, and it will obviously continue to grow. Perhaps it will continue to grow. So if you're in the Zoom room, you can just unmute yourself when it's the appropriate time for a question. And if you're watching live on the site, Facebook, you can type your question into the chat and it will be read aloud when it is the time. So you can also, if you would like, send donations for this free transmission that's shared. We will put the link up for that later in the chat and in the comments. No pressure, but it does support me in continuing to do this. And usually I'm doing this every Friday, though I'm going to take a break a couple days in November as it's a pretty intense time with a lot going on for me, and I just want to focus a little bit more, but still share this as much as I can. Okay, I think I've said everything I need to say about those practical aspects. Yeah.
Hello, is everybody going on lockdown as well? Going
in lockdown?
Yes, because here in France we are going on lockdown again.
Oh. I'm not sure what's happening elsewhere. I think that's also happening in the States. It's not happening here in Guatemala, and it never really happened in Mexico. So if you guys want to hop over to Mexico, I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen here, but I'm already, regardless of what's happening, planning to go up there in a month.
Would you recommend Brazil, by the way?
No, it's worse. My mom, it's in Brazil.
No, don't go there.
Everybody's dying.
Don't go there.
In France?
I'll dodge that then.
Okay, so we're going to start the channeling now. Thank you, everybody. Hello, and we say good day to all of you at this moment of your time. It is a pleasure, an honor, a privilege, as you would say in your world, to establish connection with you. As the Pleiadian Council, we speak on behalf of the Galactic Alliance and many other beings of love and support wishing to serve your planet in this grand process you are experiencing. Some of you call ascension, others describe as transformation, and you may come to see that the transformation you have been witnessing up until this point has been, yes, exponential, though you are even going to see more change, uncertainty, and this can be a wonderful experience for all of you when you really get in alignment with what your truest priorities are. So the subject we would like to introduce before we get to your questions today is the idea of shifting timelines. This is something for those of you who are exploring these metaphysical concepts is becoming what you call a hot topic. Now, you do create your reality, and there are many ways that you do that. For one, by getting in alignment with your truest passion, what brings you to feel the greatest degree of love, expansion, and empowerment in your expression, you will create an energetic field that attracts you to more positive situations, and also the situations that you personally need to get in alignment all of your own belief systems so that you can fully express what your passion is. Other ways that you shift timelines is through your expectations and through your attitude. So as you do come to experience your ability to shift reality through shifting your own attitude, this skill will be even more potent in the times to come. One expression of this is simply by choosing to view things from a different perspective. You will witness the whole situation changes. Another way that you can see this is through this experiment known to your science, the quantum physics specifically, as the double slit experiment. When a particle is observed, it chooses to go through simply one slit. When the particle is not observed, it goes through both slits. It chooses a more multidimensional pathway. And in the same way, when you choose to not observe phenomena in your world that does not really resonate with the reality you would prefer, you would find better outcomes come about than when you focus all of your energy on those things that you cannot change. We would also say that you can come to notice with many of these big world events coming about that you can really line up energetically with the experiences you would prefer. And you can do this by imagining, playing out a scenario in your mind of, out of everything that could come to be, which situation would make you feel most expanded, most aligned with spirit in your own sense, and simply imagine that this has already happened. Feel as if this outcome is already real, and take all of the necessary actions that you can take that would make that reality more accessible for you. And as you practice this and you let go of your focus on negative situations that you cannot really change, you may come to see that things simply play out the way that you would come to prefer them. And understand that if and when things do not come out the way that you prefer them or the way that you had expected them, there is something else that you are receiving through that challenging lesson. And until you are willing to integrate that lesson, the situation itself will not change. So say, for example, you follow this guidance and you imagine the most ideal outcome and you expect it to be a reality, but something you don't prefer or something negative comes about. You have to ask yourself, what am I learning and what is my community and my planet learning from this situation that we could not learn any other way? And when you personally integrate that lesson and make it something that is an integrated part of understanding, then the situation itself may totally and completely change. So there are many grand and exciting changes coming into your world at this time. And what you are together learning is empowerment through connection to one another. This is all we will say for our opening message at this time, though we do see that as we explore further with your questions, more clarity will arrive in different areas and avenues that are individually and collectively exciting and resonant for all of you. We thank you for tuning into this transmission at this time, and we would then ask, how can we support you in the ways that most interest you today?
Hello? Is it my
Hello,
turn?
yes. Yes. If you would
Okay,
like it to be, then it is your turn.
Okay, great. I always thought the different stage of the moon, it's like a portal. We only change our reality when at different stage of the moon, or we change our reality each second. What is the right?
The question again was, do you change the reality at different phases of the moon or in every second? Yes, that was the question.
Yes, because I don't know if each stage of the moon it's like a portal.
It is, yes. And also, in every moment, you have the power to transform. So let's talk first about that. As in every nanosecond, you are shifting through an infinite amount of parallel realities. And as you bring awareness into your vibration, you gain the ability to choose more clearly which of those realities you shift into. And this has everything to do with coming into a positive state. So the idea of, again, being in a positive state is an unconditional acceptance and enjoyment of exactly what you are experiencing while choosing to move in the direction of what you would prefer. So to be in a positive state means to view negative circumstances in a positive light, seeing that the negative circumstances provide the necessary contrast for you to then choose how to shift your beliefs and how to shift your actions to come in alignment with a more positive state. So every time that you make those even micro adjustments to be in a more positive state, you are a different version of yourself in a different reality. And some of those shifts are more grand and more potent than others. And so with the idea of the phases of the moon, well, these amplify the ability to change and transform. As the moon comes to a phase that you would call new, the moon cannot be seen so easily with the eyes. It is a black moon. this is a time in which you are invited to see deeper into perhaps the darkness within yourself, the negative beliefs that may be hidden. It is a time that you can set aside to rest and relax into pure awareness of your experience. And it is a moment at which you can release certain limitations, though it is also an important time to plant the seeds for what you would desire to experience. Understanding that in that potent and fertile time, energy is at a low point and will start to build. So even several days before the new moon, taking your focus into what seeds do you want to plant? What do you want to see grow as the light of the moon grows is very helpful. Then with the full moon, which you are currently experiencing, it is a time of an expanded psychic awareness. It is a time of seeing the seeds that you have planted with the new moon come to fruition, and also seeing perhaps anything that was before in the dark come to light. It is also something that can show you more clearly things that are happening in your own subconscious and how that you can transform them. It is, in a sense, as well a time for celebration, as is every moment, though understand that with the power of that moonlight, you can expand your consciousness to reach new realms, and there's more potential energy to do psychic or healing work. And it is also a time when something releases, it reaches its maximum height and then starts to fade away. So if there is something that you would like to release from you, it is helpful to do it then with that full moon. And of course, as every moment contains that same potential energy for transformation, the idea of planting seeds of intention and harvesting the fruits of your past actions is alive in every moment and can be applied to both the idea of a full and the new moon. So observing the cycles and witnessing the growth that happens through each phase of the moon will support you in your growth if you would choose to focus upon that in any way. As well, we would say the light of the full moon serves as an amplifying portal for anything that it shines upon. So this is why many charge crystals in the moonlight. And the intention that you have to bring in certain frequencies through that moonlight is amplified. Understand that your moon is equally connected to many extraterrestrial craft of all sorts of backgrounds. So through the moon, you can tap into various frequencies from all of those extraterrestrial groups that connect to you via the moon. And you can also keep your mind open if you don't have a specific idea of which group or which being you would like to connect with. Simply understanding that the moon will provide a grander opening into that realm of connection.
Okay, thank you. I have quickly a second question.
Yes.
What is the thank you. What is the lesson behind the all the negativity I am living behind the job I am having now? What is the lesson, please?
What are you learning through this that you wouldn't have learned any other way?
I think it's I'm not sure really, but I think it's about fighting for what we want and not
Yes.
letting people take advantage and
Yes.
manifest in life what you really value.
Yes. So you are learning then how to establish the clearest boundaries. You are learning to say no when something doesn't feel right, and you are learning how to say the way that you would like to engage with others and the ways that you don't want to engage. Yes?
Yes, I understand. It might be the lesson behind, but it's so much overwhelming. So I think I have built up so much negativity. I don't, even if I see the logical, I don't know how I will change it. Maybe it will change by itself.
When there's certain interactions taking place that don't feel good for you, you can simply say no to those engagements. If it means leaving a job behind and searching for another one, then that is the best decision to make.
Okay, thank you so much.
Oh, yes, our great thanks to you as well.
Hi. Can I ask my question? Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I've been thinking about this question for the entire week. I had these dreams, and it came to my knowledge that they might be a warning. And I would like to ask if it is really a warning. Should I move from where I am located now?
What was involved in your dream?
It involves catastrophes, earthquakes, or big waves. So
Yes.
I don't know if this is a sign that I should move.
What
And
area are
I
you presently located in?
I'm sorry.
Where are you presently living?
I'm in France.
All right. No, there is no danger of earthquakes or waves of any sort there.
Okay.
There are, however, the tense energies of restriction from government and the human expression of fear and disconnection that is taking place. So, in a sense, the dream is a metaphor for those waves, the waves of fear and anxiety crashing upon the shores of human consciousness, you could say, and earthquakes bringing things to crumble, as in the systems that upheld the society so many are attached to falling apart. So you are physically safe, though you must, in a sense, make sure that you are energetically and emotionally safe by not, again, tuning in with the frequencies of the reality you don't prefer, by not tuning in with others who are committed to their fear and not willing to let go of it, by not engaging with the systems that might end up harming you.
I ask this question also because I'm having this feeling that I should move because I'm really in the city. So
Yes.
I'm wondering
Then
if I should move more in nature.
Yes. As you connect closer to nature, you are able to bring in that more grounding frequency of the earth that also opens you up to a greater psychic and spiritual connection with the world around you. And you are able to tune out more of, again, these waves of fear that are mostly centralized in cities and highly populated areas.
Okay. So my second question, or maybe third, it's about the connection I am trying to establish. I don't know if it's with extraterrestrials or maybe angel. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to connect with someone who could help me in this kind of situation. I don't know if I'm getting any progress. I try to uh, connect. I heard sometimes hearing sounds in my ears. So sorry if I'm very nervous.
Oh,
Is that a
no need to be
response?
nervous.
I know it's just it's been a crazy week. So is
Oh,
there
that
any
need to establish a connection.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
Are you intending to establish a connection with your higher self, with
Yes.
source, spirit? Yes. All right. And that is the first place to start. And are you experiencing a greater sense of peace and love as you start to feel this vibration?
Yes.
Yes. Then the connection you are seeking to establish is expanding. And the sound that you hear is actually a translation of a frequency that you are tapping into. So listen closely to that frequency and see if you can feel a vibration that is connected with it. Allow that vibration to move from your ears, from your head, down through the rest of your body, and know that the more that you can focus in on that sound, the more you will enter into that sort of trance of a connection with your higher self. And you can ask questions and allow the answers to be received, usually following the very first response, whether it comes through the voice in your head or an image or a change in sensation or vibration or the sound you are hearing. All of those are valid ways that your higher self and guides may communicate with you deeper.
Okay.
So trust all of that input, and as long as it feels loving and expansive for you, then the connection is working just the way it should.
Okay. So I need some time to maybe decipher what the signs are.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. That was all for me. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes. All right. Great. Thanks to you as well.
Hello, can you hear
Hello,
me?
yes. Yes.
Hi, hello friends, hi everybody. So I could use a little guidance. I recently went down, I heard a survivor of abuse speak out against teal swan. And this is something that flips on my head because I've already been in cults before, and I was looking to teal swan as kind of a next, not looking to her, but I was healing from some of her stuff. And she's also a survivor herself. So it's very confusing to me that it's even possible for somebody to present as a healer that's gone through such horrible abuse and still be an abuser. The mask, I believed, I fell for the mask, and I'm so, is it true? Is she an abusive person?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that does not mean that the information she channels is not valid. So understand to separate the message from the messenger. The message does not only come from her. She is a well-studied, intelligent person. She is indeed somebody who has been abused, though while she has healed to some extent, there are certain aspects of it that she has not integrated, and hence the controlling behavior of abusers has become her own behavior. And it is much as is said in your world, the oppressed become the oppressor. So it is important to honor and allow the process of a sort of grief and disillusionment to be valid as what it is, and understand that in that process, there are some of the greatest lessons for you and for all that go through the experience of witnessing a projection that they have placed on a teacher, a teaching, or an organization fall away. And it does not mean that any of the messages or any of the healing or any of the insight that this being has brought into your reality is wrong or invalid. It simply means that behind the scenes, there were things going on that you really had no way of knowing until information started to be revealed.
Mm-hmm. Could you speak to how one can better discern? Because I feel like right now in the world, everybody is lying. Like the mask, it's really hard to tell what's even genuine. And
Yes.
Is there any tips or?
Yes. So again, we would begin by suggesting that you always must keep the messenger and the message different. They are, in a way, not interdependent upon each other. So there are many messengers delivering truthful messages that yet are not integrated in themselves. And there are many messages being delivered through people who are otherwise well-intended and harmless. So assess the message and the messenger as distinct aspects of an expression. And then when you are focusing on the message, notice how it feels. If this were true, what would that mean about you and your reality? If this were true, does it give you a sense of greater expansion, greater capability, greater connection to source and to love, and greater freedom? And if it doesn't give you that sense of expansion in all those ways, there is some aspect of the message that is distorted and is better not applied. The same process goes then with the messenger. Though instead of asking if it is true, simply imagine yourself to be that individual. Imagine yourself looking through their eyes, experiencing yourself within their body, within their reality. And as you imagine that, does it bring you to feel more expanded, more aligned, more whole? If the answer is yes, then typically then that would be a good messenger, a good person to connect with. Though all the people really are reflections for you. The demonstration of a clear connection to source is reflected outward. And it supports you in anchoring in and establishing your own clearer connection to source. So if this individual makes you feel more connected to source and makes you feel empowered within yourself, then you can see them as a helpful guide. If this individual makes you feel in any way dependent upon them, then that is something that is important to examine and look at. As again, the individuals are there to reflect to you the capability that comes from your own connection to source. And if instead they make you feel like that you need to use them to gain a clear connection to source or gain access to certain information that you don't otherwise have access to, there is something distorted about that channel or that teacher.
Yeah. Is like this MK Ultra stuff really happening?
Yes.
And is it as prevalent as I think it is? Or it's
No.
really okay. Okay. All
But
right.
it is happening.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I think that's all my. Thanks, guys.
All right, if that will be all, then let us continue.
Okay.
We thank you. Yes, we thank you for these valuable insights you are allowing to come through.
Thank you. Bye. Love you guys.
Love to you as well.
Jessica?
Yes.
Did you have a question, Jessica? Or? No. No, she was just wondering. So you can go ahead, Luca.
Thank you. Again, thank you very much for doing this, dear Pleiadian
Yes,
Council.
thanks to you.
My question is, I'm wondering about where is actually the limit between your ability to shift and the influence that the collective agreements have upon this ability for you to, let's say, radically transform and shift to a totally different collective, to a totally different planet, let's say to an utopia. If you have an insight on that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, first, understand that regardless of what the collective chooses, you choose what your experience of that is. So that does mean that even if the worst dystopian nightmare some are dreaming right now comes to be your reality, you can still have a slice of utopia as the world falls apart. So in that sense, the biggest takeaway we hope you all understand is that even if others choose fear and disconnection and terror, you can choose the opposite. You can choose to remain centered in your own connection to source and choose to focus only on those things that give you a genuine sense of expansion.
Mm-hmm. And does this mean that I will be able to live in my own self-made paradise while the world is in a dystopia, or?
Yes, that is possible for you and for many.
Mm-hmm. I see. And if I want to shift into a totally different world, and where the entire world is an utopia, might I have this ability? Let's say.
You do.
Yeah.
You do, and the best way to do that is, again, imagining that outcome, remaining focused on that outcome, living as if that were the reality, and radiating the vibration of what it would feel if that became the reality for all.
Mm-hmm. No matter the collective beliefs that I'm currently
Yes.
a part of, theoretically.
Yes. Because again, when you maintain a steady connection to that vibration, you bring others into a resonance with that frequency. So even if you meet resistance when you express this sort of optimism, then you are still creating an energetic pull for others to jump on that positivity train with you.
Mm-hmm. And action is mandatory in this situation?
Yes. The actions that bring you into your preferred state of being are always required.
Not necessarily radiant actions that are being shown to others. I can only do it my own space, let's say, without being public. That's what I'm curious.
That depends on you.
Mm-hmm.
if you find that there is an itching in the background, if you stay in your own space and do the things that bring you to be more aligned, you still sense there is something unresolved. Perhaps then you access your preferred state of being by sharing your message and sharing your passion with the world. And perhaps for others, they are at a point in their journey where they don't have all of the beliefs in proper alignment to be able to express themselves into the collective in bigger ways without feeling the negative resonance that others are offering. And in that sense, we would say, again, whatever brings you into your preferred state of being in the moment is the most powerful action.
Oh, glorious. Thank you very much. And a very quick one, if it's possible, if you could recommend a crystal for me to help with my verbal fluency and my memory eventually.
Celestite.
Celestite?
Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. That would
Yes. Thanks to you as well as record keeper quartz.
Oh, I never heard of this. Record keeper quartz?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, thanks to you as well.
All the best.
So DHC, go for it.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello,
Yeah.
yes.
Hi.
Yes,
Great.
we can.
Cool. So I'm moving to a new location, like today actually, or later today, and it's like a new city kind of, or it is a new city, and I feel like there's kind of like a pull in my belief systems to kind of make it be an experience that's kind of like very structured, and like I get there and like I get a job, I save up, just like, I mean, not that I don't want to do those things or something like that, but like it's like, it feels like I'm tempted to like make this a very structured experience, but I would like to use this new change as kind of like a way to like enter more of like a synchronistic kind of flowing experience so that I can kind of like evolve more in a personal way. I'm wondering if you guys could give me any ideas of something that I can keep in mind while I enter this new experience to allow it to be such.
Remember that whatever allows you to access your preferred state of being in the moment will always lead you to a more long-term step. It may not seem that way in the moment, though continue to align your actions with what allows you to be in that preferred state of being, and synchronicity will guide you down the pathways that serve you.
Okay. Okay.
So if you have a seeming mixed preference, that part of you wants a structured experience, part of you wants a flowing experience of freedom and simply allowing things to manifest in the moment, there can be a middle ground that you seek as well. Because remember that a state of being of insecurity is not your preferred state of being. So sometimes taking steps that seem logical or structured is what allows you to access the preferred state of being. And at the times when you feel that you are fed up with that structure and that degree of control, you can then choose to enter into a flow to, again, enter into your preferred state of being. And the formula is not be structured or be in the flow. It is allow which of those options that serves you in the moment to enter your preferred state of being to be the path.
Okay. So I'll be a little less rigid about, yeah, what I'm defining each thing to be. Just kind of be a little bit more, and that in of itself makes me feel.
Yes. Define it as what allows me to feel the way I would wish to feel.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Yes, does that help you?
Yeah, I can totally work with that.
All right, Benner, great. Thanks to you as well.
We have a question on Facebook.
Yes.
From Kevin. He says,
Right, yes.
I'm excited about the enclaves that will be forming for the hybrid children, Yael. Can you go into some detail of what these enclaves will look and feel like? Also, will there be any in Colorado?
Yes, first we would say that remember the hybrid children are a hybrid between the Yael and the humans. So a name for them is the Shalanaya, though they are certainly very connected to the Yael. So yes, there will be some of these hybrid stations or enclaves, as they say, in Colorado. All of the different places the hybrid children arrive will be a bit different. What is universal about them is that they will be places that contain access points to many diverse sorts of experiences and sources of information for the hybrid children to get acclimatized to this reality. So most of them will be in nature, deep in nature, you could say, yet there will be many resources and various technologies and even artifacts that help the hybrid children see what perhaps urban environments and other sorts of environments are really like. It will be, yes, very playful. Many of the same toys and tricks and other sorts of things that human children like will be things that the hybrid children also enjoy very deeply. They will be places where humans themselves get to tap again deeper into their own childlike nature, as many of the controlling or rigid belief systems that humans still hold will be shaken up and shaken out through your connection with the hybrid children. Understand that they are still very much children. They are of a higher vibration than your human children in many senses, though they are not totally enlightened children. So there will be ways that they play tricks on you in order to help you to, again, let go of rigid negative beliefs. And they might not always do this consciously. That said, they will be much more easy to handle than your human children.
Okay, thank you. Then Angela has a question.
Hi.
Hello, yes.
So last night I had the strangest dream, and the last part of it, well, the part that stood out was I felt this energy moving from the base of my spine on the left side. Kind of, it felt like, the best way to describe it is like a crawling, and it crawled all the way up to kind of my shoulder blade, and then vibrated. And I actually woke up with this sound that I made that was almost kind of a scream. And I had this feeling like something, quote unquote, was trying to get me. So my question was there entities or energies of sorts that can mess with us in our dream states? And if so, what to do about that. It was very unsettling. The kind that had me just kind of awake in the middle of the night, not knowing what the heck just happened. It felt very lucid at the end of it as well.
While there are some entities that can interfere in your dream time, this isn't what took place. There's an energy that you describe as Kundalini in your world, and it has 3 channels. The left side is what you know as the Ida channel, and it is a feminine energy that rises through your being and supports greater receptivity, greater openness, greater flow. It supports your intuition in establishing itself. And all of these Kundalini awakenings can result from a variety of things, really, from your own intention and desire to be more present and conscious, from practices of meditation and other sorts of spiritual explorations, to even extreme degrees of stress or random events in life that are, in a way, designed by your higher self to be a process of awakening for you. So this energy awakened because it is essentially time for more of your psychic abilities to come online. It got blocked in your left shoulder because there are still some limiting beliefs that affect the energetic flow of this region in your body. And by first tapping into those beliefs, and as well as physically moving and releasing tensions in that area of your body, you may discover that this energy flow continues and allows for more of this life force energy to reach your higher centers and become psychic energy.
Okay. And I like that. And it does seem very poignant to the time. I was actually assisting a friend recently with feeling like she's going through a Kundalini awakening. So movement would be your advice on how to facilitate that process in an easier flow?
Yes, movement in ways that come naturally to you and in ways that are designed to open those channels in your body through practices like yoga and qigong. And naturally choosing to be in the state that you prefer and taking the actions that bring you into that preferred state of being will automatically bring that Kundalini energy to awaken. And yes, to even work with that energy in the body, wherever there's tension or tightness through massage or touch, also brings the energy channels to open and flow. Though beyond everything else, it is again being who you are that causes the Kundalini to awaken. The recognition that your unique preferences and attractions are a part of your soul makeup, and as a soul, you are one with Source, is really the most catalytic force driving any sort of Kundalini awakening.
Do you know of the work of St.Germain and specifically the violet flame?
Yes.
That's something that has come into my awareness, well, was in my awareness many years ago, but most recently has shown up again. And there's actual like initiations or certifications and specific trainings for that violet flame work. Does that seem something that would be good for me at this time?
If you feel an attraction to it, then explore it, yes. Though understand that this frequency of the violet flame in St.Germain is also met by many channels and teachers who distort it through their own conditioning or their own belief systems. So it is wise to be discerning in who you choose to see as a resource for this energy. Understand that you can innately tap into this energy yourself simply by, again, in holding the intention of connecting with this ascended being and imagining violet flames pouring down through a column of light into your crown chakra and through your whole body. Focusing on that meditation enough, well, focusing on that meditation is enough, rather, to develop the connection with this energy that you need. And you may then seek other people to support you in that process, should it feel fully resonant.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yes, thanks to you as well.
Hello.
Hello, yes.
Hello, this is Christine. I hope it's my turn. I think
Yes.
so. Okay. Hi, Pleiadian Council. It's the first time that I'm talking to you, and I'm very, very happy.
Oh, yes, and we are equally excited to meet you in this way.
Thanks. Well, I have a question, and I wanted to ask you if you could scan me or tell me something about myself, because I have problems to structure my everyday life and to deal with necessary obligations that I have concerning my finances, for example, and concerning paperwork, especially. I don't know why I hate it, and I felt blocked for a long time, and repeatedly caused myself to draw penalties on myself and so on. So I put myself into trouble because of not doing something, and I felt stuck now for months, and oftentimes it feels for me like it's a pile and a pile and a pile, and the pile keeps growing bigger and bigger. And instead of trying to reduce the pile by actually doing something about it, I kind of resign. How can I turn this around? How can I help myself to move through it?
Yes. So first, as you have asked for an energetic scan, the region of your energy field that, for the purpose of this question, serves you most to connect with is the area connecting the solar plexus and the heart.
Mm.
So this is the area that allows the more willful, masculine energies of the solar plexus to flow into the heart and be an expression of unconditional love. It is also the ability for your heart's unconditionally loving energy to embrace your ego, and as well to embrace the more logical, practical aspects of your experience. So the best thing to do with this process is first to reframe it as an act of self-love. To do your paperwork is, in a way, to be complacent to the system. But in another way, it is also something that allows you to reduce your stress, to have less penalties, to have greater freedom. So when you don't focus on the aspect of doing this that makes you feel complacent to the system, and instead focus on the parts of this that are acts of self-love and self-empowerment, you can then see this work that is mundane as equally spiritual work in another sense of the word.
Mm.
And doing this reframe sets you up on a good foundation to really do the work, and understand that you may still experience resistance to doing it and dissolve that resistance, not by meditating, but by simply doing it actively and making it as pleasant of an experience as you can, with creating an atmosphere that allows you to feel like what you are doing is an act of self-love.
Thanks for that. And there was something related to it that I wanted to ask, and now, of course, I forgot. There was something I remember. So, if I may,
Yes.
I also experienced, especially in this year, severe episodes of, well, I could call it self-hate. So when I brought myself into this blocked and frozen state by not doing anything,
Yes.
I really got into, well, severe states of beating myself up about it.
Yes.
Is there anything deeper that I should take care of underneath the problem of me not being willing to do this work?
Much of the
Also, there was shame.
self-love and clearing of the shame will come from actions that bring you to feel empowered. So the way to develop the drive to take those actions is in igniting your solar plexus. And you can do this through connecting with the element of fire in the group of the 4 or 5 elements. Work with the energy of fire, even light candles and meditate on the flame if you are going to do a meditation. And imagine as you breathe in, taking that fire into your body and taking it into this region of the solar plexus. Also, you can do a practice of shaking your body and moving your spine in this area of the solar plexus and its connection to the heart and the lower spine as well. Moving and shaking this area. And after you have brought in this energy of fire, shake your body, dance, move, and breathe deeply and intensely. Imagine flames moving through your body and burning away all the areas where there is resistance. And then you can channel that fire into taking the actions that really line up for you. And the flames of the solar plexus chakra then support the opening into love and acceptance that emerges within the heart chakra.
Okay. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
thanks to you as
and
well.
blessings. Thanks.
Oh, our blessings to you as well.
Hello,
Yes.
there is someone in the line.
Well, perhaps there are other questions written out that we could focus upon now.
No, there's no question for now in Facebook.
All right. Perhaps they are bored with us.
Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I would like to know if there is some message from my guide about my situation and the twin flame stuff. Thank you.
About what? Your audio isn't coming through it that clearly.
About
my current situation and the twin flame situation, please.
Have you expressed yourself fully to these individuals?
I expressed a little bit, so I followed your advices.
And what was the outcome of that?
I feel off. I feel off the situation off, but I don't know why the guide keeps talking about this. So for me, I sense it's an end. I don't have to entertain, but I don't know.
Yes.
It seems written in my future.
There are relationships for you in the future. They are lined up and you can establish a clear connection with them, yes. So allow yourself to be open then in that sense to that. And as well, understand that now that you have expressed yourself, you are gaining the opportunity to integrate the lessons from this experience. And part of the integration of the lessons may feel like a loss or a release of energy. And it will allow you then to, in situations, express yourself more fully from the start, so that you know that your connection is not a projection, that you were living in the reality of what the relationship really is.
Yes, it's feel a lot like an illusion, a projection.
Yes.
But it seems I'm sensing it's off. Something is off, and I think I have to stand up for myself. It's as if I am wearing a mask.
Yes.
It's all of the situation seems like an illusion. Do you understand?
Yes, yes. So when you are wearing a mask, it is much like you are wearing a Halloween mask in your reality. If you've seen one of these, you put the mask on and there is some mesh, there is some fabric that you can see through, but it distorts what you see. So when you wear a mask, not only are you preventing people from seeing who you are, but in turn, you are not allowing yourself to see the outer reality for what it really is. As
Yes, I
the
understand.
energy that you waste in creating the mask prevents you, again, from that clear perception and sight. So the growth process then for you is in clearly establishing your boundaries and your preferences. What sort of relationships and engagements do you want to experience in your life, and which ones do you not wish to experience? Setting yourself up clearly in that way will allow you to then meet the relationships in the way you want to meet them. And by fully expressing yourself and your feelings and desires from the get-go, from the onset of any relationship, will then allow you to see when the individual is able to meet you and when they are not able to meet you. Because if there is no compatibility in that match, then it is better to not focus any energy on that person at all. And you gain a clearer sense of if the person is, in a sense, worthy of your energy by being as fully yourself as you can be from the very start of the connection. And this understanding also applies to the idea of work as well.
Okay. Yes, it's very difficult to be truthful, and I see the blockage now. Thank you for your
Yes.
clarity. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
you are welcome, yes. And it may be difficult at first, but understand that every time you do that difficult thing anyway, layers of negative beliefs dissolve and resistance within you dissolve, so that the next time it will be easier and easier until being yourself and being truthful with yourself and with others is the automatic response.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks to you as well.
Hello, Pleiadian Council. May I ask
Hello,
a question?
Yes.
Thank you. I recently had an experience with my friends who came to work on my house, and it was really difficult. And they were taking advantage of me, and they stole from me, and we're not talking anymore. And I'm just would love some help in seeing this from a perspective that is helpful to me, and also moving on from it. I noticed that my mind goes there, and I'm angry and thinking about all the things I wish I had said or how I'd handled it. But I know I just need to move on as best I can, and to bigger and brighter things. And I'm wondering if you can help me, or if you have any suggestions for helping me understand the situation with more compassion, and any tips for helping me move on when my mind is grabs a hold of it and struggles with it. Thank you.
What lesson did you learn from this engagement?
Oh, yes. To listen to my feelings about something as early on as possible.
Yes. So with that newfound insight, perhaps imagine what the situation would have been had you listened to your feelings. Would you have still gone into this engagement? Would you have gone into the engagement but in a different way with clearer boundaries? Would you have chosen to not engage at all?
Because of the timing, I probably wouldn't have engaged. Well, looking at this, how wrong it went, I probably wouldn't have engaged at all, although engaging with better boundaries might have worked out, but
All right,
probably
yes.
just not at all.
All right, yes. And so, use that insight to apply it to future situations whenever you are feeling that same experience of contraction. Get to know and remember where you felt that intuitive insight to not engage with these people, and notice whenever that response arises again. For now, it is better to not establish connection with them again and move on, to allow the anger and the resentment that may still be lingering to be a force of transformation, much as we were saying before, to channel that energy into a sort of fire that burns away resistance in your being. And as you can come into a state of forgiveness for these people, you can thank them for teaching you this lesson in having a clear intuition and respecting that intuition.
Yes. And I'm also heartbroken that, you know, she was my best friend for 18 years, you know, that this even happened, that this even went so wrong. I guess, yeah, it hurts. It hurts. And is there anything for me to understand about them? And, you know, what would you like to tell me?
You are moving to a new phase of relationships where you are connecting to people from a truly mutual and respecting place. So be honest and kind with yourself. And if there are others that you know that you can fully trust and can fully listen to you from the heart, allow them to come closer to you in this time of a sort of grief. And when you come to relate from that more heart open space, and you come to, again, live in a way where the anxiety and the fear is not influencing your decisions, more balanced and loving relationships are certainly on the horizon for you.
So this one that was 18 years old, it started when I was a lot younger.
Yes.
And so there were patterns established, even though it was rarely tested. All along, there was some pattern that was established, and this is where it came out to play, I guess.
Yes. It's much like understanding the cycles of harvest. Seeds that you plant 18 years ago still have the intentions that you planted 18 years ago. And so sometimes these older engagements and the older harvests have to be discarded because you are now planting different seeds with new intentions. So you can look at that to see how many relationships are carrying different themes from different times in your life. And that is why it is always helpful to always start new connections as well, because you are always a new version of yourself with more clear understandings of who you are and what you are meant here to do.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So this relationship expired because I changed.
Yes.
For the better. Yes.
Yeah.
And it ended in this like really dramatic way.
Yes.
Sometimes
it
I
takes
like
a
what you,
big bang to help you get the insight you need.
yeah. Wow. Okay. So just finding people that I trust that maybe I'm already connected with, you're saying, and
Yeah.
along with me, people.
And people whose intentions align with your own intentions. So being, again, transparent about your intentions and having a connection in the first place will allow you to really understand which relationships are in it for the long haul and which are, in a sense, mismatched.
When you say transparent about my intentions, can you give me an example of that? Of what that might be? My intentions?
Well, perhaps being honest about why you are seeking friendship, about what you are hoping to experience as you engage in a conversation or in an activity with friends.
Yes, I see. Something that I like things that are balanced and mutual and with integrity and the values that I hold dear.
Yes.
Okay. Is there,
and also honoring the intentions of what you would like to experience. In
yes,
which ways do you want to expand your joy?
in which ways do I want to expand my joy? Through synergy and teamwork and yeah, just doing wonderful things together where both our joy is expanded. You know, we're coming together brings us both wonderful things.
Yes.
Yes. Is it not good to talk about this with one of our mutual friends that she
Hey,
introduced
Denise,
me
I
to?
have to go soon. I'm wondering
Oh,
if I
okay.
can ask a question.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's kind of like a
Yes.
private
Use
channeling.
this as your guiding compass again. As you have learned to trust your intuition, if you intuitively feel that it might not be a good idea to bring this into a conversation with a mutual friend, then don't do it.
Okay.
There are other outlets.
Yes. Thank you so much, Pleiadian Council.
Oh, yes, thanks to you as well.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Oh, thanks, sweetie.
I'm sorry, Sarah, can you
Yeah.
wait a little bit?
Yeah.
Luca has been waiting for several questions.
Totally.
Thank you very much. Quick subsequent question about those crystals. Can you recommend, please, a technique to charge them, and if a certain size is necessary?
No, size isn't that important, though an attraction to a particular crystal is more helpful if you have the opportunity to see them in person or perhaps get detailed images. If you order them online, you will feel a unique attraction to the crystal that tells you that there is a match there. And to charge them, the best thing is, again, the light of the full moon, though you can also charge them with intention. Understand that your thoughts and your focus creates an energy field. You can focus those energy fields into the crystals.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So size doesn't really matter that much.
The simplest way of doing that would hold the crystal in your hand and focus on the intention of what experience you are desiring to create or which version of yourself you are desiring to become. Hold that image in your mind's eye and imagine that becoming a frequency that you can feel in your third eye. And as you exhale, feel that frequency descending through your body, through your heart into the crystal. That is one tool, that is one permission slip. You can customize it in a way that works for you as well.
Thank you, thank you. And the size doesn't really matter that much, the size of the crystal?
If you prefer a bigger size crystal, then size matters. If you prefer a smaller size crystal, then the size still matters. But it is your preference that creates a field of attraction, and the unique and personal calling to work with a certain crystal is more powerful. All right, so let us carry on then. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The sound got lost for a bit.
Bastiani, do you have anybody else in line? I'm fine.
No, go for it, Sarah.
Okay, nice to see you, by the way.
Nice to see you.
Yes, Pleiadian Council, I'm just wondering if you can give me some insight into maybe like what's going on with my energy and my energetic and physical body, because I'm just really finding a lot of fluctuations in my emotions, it's a lot of physical exhaustion, and I'm just wondering if you have any suggestions for how I could support myself during these big energy bombardments, I might call them.
Yes. Are you taking care of all of your needs? Are you sleeping enough?
Well, sometimes my mind is really restless at night, and then I've got hot flashes, and then I've got all kinds of symptoms in my solar plexus collapsing and trouble breathing and panic. And I mean, it's just, I seem to be clearing so much stuff.
Yes,
I think
the
last
clearing
night was
process is activated powerfully. And to support that clearing process with physical exercise and physical detoxification would make some of the harshness of the symptoms disappear, or at least mitigate a bit.
Now, so like maybe Epsom salt baths might be good,
Yes.
or
Yes,
just some
Epsom
light
salt bath.
exercise. Go ahead.
Some light exercise, but enough to make you sweat. Perhaps it is simple yoga poses. Perhaps it is taking a light jog or using a exercise bike or something of this nature to simply get a bit of endorphins flowing. This will help you to break from the mind and into the body, and also deepen into your breathing, as again, the breathing and the depth of it is directly related to the solar plexus and how that center allows energies to move through your being. So these tools will help you open that channel and move through many of these energies quicker. And then anything else that supports you in breaking from the mind and coming into your body is quite helpful. So pleasuring the body and caring for the body and giving the body soft and beautiful textures to enjoy.
Cool. And then one more question. I'm in a program which we're really supposed to be kind of defining our role in the world and creating a media pitch and a media bio. And I feel like I'm oscillating between so many different frequencies of identity that it's really kind of hard to crystallize anything into something I can present and kind of stand behind right now. I'm wondering if you see a timeline where these oscillations will start to...
Can you unify all of these aspects of your personality into one being?
Oh, isn't that the question of the day? Yeah, I mean, I think my latest sense of what it is that I'm a joyologist and a happiness architect. And my main service is to work with people that are finding themselves trapped in negative cycles of mind and emotion, and to lift them and teach them how to intentionally begin strengthening their joy and their positivity. That feels like, and then doing it through music, through all the other things, that anything I want, right? But the intention being this happiness architect, this, this joyologist,
Then
this
that can be the
ambassador.
unifying theme to bring together all of the different pursuits that help you explore your personal joy. Those can be tools in the toolkit of the joyologist. And this can be your expression in the moment, and understand that as you are an evolving being, it does not really matter in a grander sense if what your vocation and avenue of expression is changes in the future or even in the near future.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
Oh,
Sorry
yes,
for
great.
jumping
Thanks
in
to you
in
as
front of
well.
Luca. I love that background. Have Dante send me that background. It's
all
like
right.
hummingbirds, or it's like phoenixes and rainbows. It's like, whoa, holy cow.
Yes, many exciting colors.
Oh my God. That's like the joyologist explosion, like right there. Oh, okay, I'll be quiet now. Thank you.
All right, great. Thanks to you.
Well,
all right.
Hello.
The channel is feeling a bit tired, but we will answer this last question for your sake.
Oh, great. Thanks, Pleiadian Council. Thanks again for all the message and this amazing energy. Definitely brought me up. I'd have a question relating to your initial transmission. I'm currently going through a transition, a big shift of personality, and dropping practically most of the things in my old life, or past expression of self, or past amalgamation of vibration. I would like to have insight on what would be any tips for having an easier time integrating visualizations, time length, or maybe adding the goosebump feelings to it. What would be your recommendation?
Oh, if you can tap into those feelings naturally, then that would be the best thing to do, because the visualization is there for you to enter into the vibration of your preferred state of being.
And what would be I imagine, what would be a method of repetition to have that feeling completely integrate and not drop away, in a sense?
To bring your awareness more into the feeling than anything else. If you tap into a feeling of goosebumps, allow all of your awareness to focus there. If you tap into a feeling of warmth in the heart, allow all of your focus to bring you there. And in that focus, then allow for the mind to follow. Perhaps there are images or symbols, and it supports us in continuing to do this. So I'll put the links for that in the comments in the chat in a moment. That was weird. The recording light was off and then it came back on. Did you turn it off at one point?
No.
Oh, okay. Strange. Hopefully it recorded all of it, but we'll find out later.
I didn't know.
There's always a live video to download, and they download. Yeah.
It says it's still recording, so it probably is.
Amazing. Amazing. Super
Hey,
cool.
Dante, where'd you get that background? Oh my God.
I found it on Google image search.
Oh,
I think I put in rainbow cosmic serpent thing.
It's so cool. I'm just like,
Yeah, I have it downloaded on my phone. I can send it to you.
oh, yes, yes, yes. yes.
But I really like the rainbow serpents. They're my favorite.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, totally. Oh my God. And the hummingbirds and the rainbow phoenix birds on the side. Oh, coming out of the egg. Oh my God.
I already sent it to you, Sarah. You'll have a nice surprise on
Oh,
Facebook
thank you.
Messenger.
Oh yeah?
Aw,
Yeah.
thanks, Luca. Awesome.
Mm, It's a way bigger, the image, than what you see there.
Oh, wow. Is that a Zoom background, Dante?
No, it's just one I found on Google Images. I
Oh,
kind of use a lot of things that I just find on Google Image, and I never really get, I don't know, like if it's copyright infringement or whatever, but Google Image is
I don't think it's a big deal.
I
Yeah,
don't think
for
it is
this.
either.
No problem.
Sorry, Jessica, we didn't have time for your question.
What was it?
Hmm?
Oh, sorry, Jessica. Yeah, it's the 2 hour thing is a lot for me, and sometimes it's just like it's better to come out of it a
Yeah, I
little bit
understand.
early.
Yeah, if you're
So
feeling it.
And thank
yeah,
you so
it's
much.
really nice to oh, the phone is doing the thing where it stops. Come on, phone.
That was
Hey,
really
darling, you want to
powerful. Wow.
do an astro reading this week sometime?
Yeah, I can do that. I'll let you know when my availability is.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How's everybody else doing?
Perfect.
Yeah. Thanks for, I don't know,
Hi,
I'm here the
Heather.
first
There's
time.
always that little star.
What was that, Christine?
Yes, I was just saying I feel great to be with you here because it's the first time that I'm here and it feels so cool to be with all you people that I don't know, but it feels like family a little bit.
Yeah, it's a beautiful community growing, so you're always welcome. We're here most Fridays, but I will take off a couple times this coming month, so it's really great to have you and appreciated your questions and energy.
Well, very much.
That was weird. So there weren't many questions at all from the Facebook chat today?
Only one, and then one more from George that we didn't
Oh,
get the time to.
happens, yeah.
It was,
I don't know. Yeah, I might want. I'm looking at a way to stream to both YouTube and Facebook at the same time, which will mean more work for hosts. Sorry, but I think it'll be good because once when it was streamed to YouTube, it got a lot of views. They liked it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What's the company? I'm trying to remember.
I forget it. Something dual stream or restream. It's called. It's like restream.io. But what I haven't figured out is like if you can actually, I don't know if you need like a licensed Zoom account or the premium Zoom account. The premium Zoom account's like $50 a month or something crazy, and it's like it's a bit too much.
Yeah.
Welcome, Daniel. Thank you.
Now it's just you floating in space with your hair on top of the
yeah.
rainbow. Oh, there's your arm.
Back. I don't know.
Cool.
White thing.
Mexico?
Look, I'm holding something and you can't see it because the camera. Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah. Disappeared.
Oh, no, you
now
can't
at
see
the
it.
time.
I don't know what colors it likes. Anyway.
Angela.
My arm disappear? No. I love it. So yeah, we have like a really powerful day coming up tomorrow, and then the next day. So like I feel like we're going through this whole wormhole into another reality. I'm very interested.
Oh, it's been so intense. It's been downloads coming at the rate of like the speed of light. I'm just like writing novels every single morning from 4 to 6. It's just like, oh my, can somebody stop it? Please stop.
You don't like the writing though? I'm writing early in the morning too.
I don't
I
like
wake
being
up.
woken up you know, that early, and then just
Yeah.
the fluctuations and the level of DNA transmutation that's occurring and the hot flashes, because when energy comes in from Andromeda, it's fire through the whole body. And it's just like, oh my God, Pleiadian energy is much cooler, but I'm bringing in the Andromedan energy. So I'm like, plus I've got hot flashes. So I've got the menopausal symptoms and the Andromedan hot flashes. And it's just like, yeah.
Sounds very fiery.
Fire snake. I'm a fire snake.
Fire snake.
Fire rainbow serpent snake.
Sometimes, ironically, you know, like turning up the heat in other ways can diminish the heat, because the body, like, you know, I think in what they're saying, it's like bringing yourself to sweat a bit. It does the purge for you, because when your body is having these hot flashes, it's often there to purge the energy. So if you like
Yeah.
the purge, then it moves a lot easier.
Yeah, make it sweat. Sweat, sweat, sweat. Yeah, and
Yeah, I
it
think
feels
that
like
was an answer for me as well. Thank you for asking that.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yep. And it feels like the soul matrix is coming down and actually merging with the personality matrix. And so the personality matrix is having to shed all these layers to be able to reintegrate dimensions 4, 5, and 6. And I just feel my DNA going, yeah, blah, blah.
And you all had like this synchronicity chain. It's been like nutty.
Synchronicity, that makes sense though with these energies. It's
Yeah.
such a powerful manifestation portal.
Yeah, there's a lot happening.
Are you guys
because
dressing
it's
up
like,
for Halloween? Sorry, I'm talking over you. Go ahead, Josh.
it's all cool. Well, it's these aspects where even having an interesting little back and forth with channeled beings, and at times just being straight up spontaneously told to look at the clock or go over there, and then having that chain of synchronicities, like as if you're having a conversation with someone. It's kind of wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Josh, are you dressing up for
We're having
Halloween?
a conversation with life all the time.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Like even life just straight up answering as you're walking in the streets, and you just get a sign. It's amazing. And then that big bright moon with that star that's continuously following it. Did you guys see it?
I don't know.
Maybe it's a planet.
Is it a planet?
It probably could be.
Probably a planet. I wonder.
I wonder.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what planet that might be. Mars. It's probably Mars, because Mars is in Aries. The moon will be in Taurus. So Mars was in Aries. I mean, the moon was in Aries like the past couple days. So it would make sense that Mars is close by. And Mars is still really close to the planet. So it's showing up brighter. It was at its brightest like a week or two ago. But I'm sure it's still pretty bright. I've seen it sometimes, but it's been really cloudy the past week or so at night.
Can crystals charge even if in a cloudy sky under a full moon?
Yeah, I think the energy still comes through. Like I've done that at times. I mean, I don't feel that it is as potent, but you know, your intention is more powerful than anything else. So if you just intend to like connect with the moonlight in some sense and bring it into the crystal, it still definitely works.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I gotta go, but much love to everybody and happy selling.
Sarah, bye for now.
Bye.
So much energy.
Bye,
Halloween.
everybody.
Loving.
Bye for now.
All right. Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
for a beautiful one.
Yeah, probably time to go as well. Thank you everybody for coming, for sticking around. Sent the donation links into the chat thing too, so thank you. And I also have Patreon, and on Patreon, like if what I do for people who subscribe there is like if you can't make it to the live stream but you want to submit a question, we take written questions. But I only do that for Patreon subscribers, otherwise there would be just a full list. So some way you can support and be supported. And always appreciate when people share the video, even the restream of it's really great. So yeah, that's how the things grow. Especially now that Facebook is being more censorious. But anyway,
Dun, dun, dun.
appreciation for all that help.
Love
Thank
your
you.
background, Dante.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, shiny rainbow serpent. I think I'm gonna get a rainbow snake tattoo before I leave Guatemala.
Yay, do it.
Yeah, I'm sick of getting stabbed though.
What?
How often do you get that?
Tattoos, it's getting stabbed for hours and hours. That's what it is.
Oh, you have enough tattoos, that's why.
I want it to be over.
You told me Guatemala was safe, and
Yeah.
not Brazil.
Brazil's really crazy right now. They have a very crazy president, and they're attacking the rainforest. They're attacking indigenous people. You know, like there's murders of the army and different people, like killing the tribes people. So it's like to be in that energy, you're like kind of in the you're in the midst of a lot of struggle. But I mean, it realistically isn't that different from other places like the States, for example, which is pretty intense right now too.
That is so funny. I was talking about that with my cousin, and he's like, well, maybe you should go to New York before going to Brazil. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, that wouldn't be such a bad preparation.
But the thing in Brazil
All right, so
happened for many
I think
years.
it's,
Now it's just more mainstream.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Many years ago.
Yeah, it's never been that stable. South America is really not that stable.
Yeah.
Neither is Central America, but you don't experience as much of the harshness in the past, 10 years here. But before it was really bad
Because
too.
it's like a weird contact. Well, a friend of mine is kind of like offering possibly staying there for 6 months. It's possibilities, but maybe not.
I mean, if it's in a more or less good place, then it's different. Like even within the pockets of insanity in the world, in every unstable country, there's some places that you can find where things are softer. So I'm not doubting that exists too, but might take a little bit of work to get there.
True.
Alrighty. I think it's time to get going. Thank you, everybody. Much love to all of you. Really appreciate
Thank you, Dante.
Very well.
Mega thanks for you, man.
Our alien friends too.
Very much.
Thank you, Bastiani, for hosting, and thanks everybody for being amazing. Catch you next time.
Bye-bye.
Great time.